Now you can see we've got the lips, one delicate coat on each, and you can just see how gorgeous and how transparent the color is, because our lips are transparent color. They're not solid. When you put lipstick on, of course, then they're solid. But for a little girl, we've got this incredibly lifelike, transparent lip appearance, and it's soft and it's gentle, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now we're going to bake this again at 270 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to bake it for 8 minutes, and then when it comes out of the oven and it's cooled, we're going to put another layer on the lips just to show you what you can do with transparent paint. Because it's transparent, you can add layer after layer, and you still maintain the transparency, but you can increase the intensity of the color. And it's easy. You saw how easy it was. So let's start the baking, and we'll be back in just a moment. Now the head is cooled. We took it out of the oven, and like I told you, we need to let it cool about 10-12 minutes until it's relatively cool to the touch, and we can begin our next layer. Now, if you try to put the paint on too soon, when the head is still a little too warm, the paint won't spread as well. Now let's get started. We're going to take the mini feathering brush here, that's what we call it. We're going to touch the paint, picking up just a very thin layer. And just like before, we're going to reach in to the lip. We'll reach in the very center and we'll pull out. And I'm going to turn the brush around. I'm going to do the same thing on top. I'm going to pull out that way because the brush has a lot. It holds a sufficient amount of paint. Now look at this here. This is not making it too dark. This next layer is just making the color more vivid. And you can see that the transparent paint here just is incredible. The way that you can put on delicately so that you don't overdo it. Doesn't look like the little girl's got lipstick. And it just feathers out beautifully. And I'm going to turn it around. We're going to do the same thing on top. I'm just going to pull the paint out towards the edge. And again, I just love the way this spreads. Remember, there's no thinner in this. We're able to do this fancy painting where we're able to spread the paint out so thin that it's almost like a church window with the light coming through it. It just enhances the color remarkably. And this is because the paint that is authentic Reborn paint is a transparent paint, and it's 50% more transparent than any other paint out there. And there you go. There's our second layer, beautifully transparent. It's got rich color, but it doesn't look like lipstick. You notice how the edges of the lip are feathered. This is exactly what we're looking for. Now, I wouldn't put another layer on there. I think this is sufficient for a little girl of 6 or 8, which is what our little gal here is going to be when we're finished. But what I'm going to show you how to do now, after we bake this, I'm going to show you next how we add color to the inside of her little nostrils, and we'll be all done. Now I want to take another look at the brush set that comes in our 18-inch doll starter kit. There's only 2, that's all you need. The big one here we've been using for the lips, and you saw what a splendid job it did. It's nice and thin. It allows you to feather that lip paint on effortlessly. Now let's talk about this one. This one is a little bitty one. Now this one we're going to use on the little girl's nostrils to make them a little dark inside, add a little bit of realism. We could use them for other things as well, and then our advanced video on painting our little 18-inch dolls, I'll show you even more that you can do with these 2 brushes. So let's get started. Okay, we've got our mini brush. We're going to just touch that to the paint just like we did with the lips. And we're going to go right up to the nostrils, and we're going to reach inside the center, and I'm just poking it. All right, and you can see it's just a little darker, and in the camera it's kind of hard to tell, but it adds a very natural dimension to the little girl's face. And you see how easy it was. It didn't take only but about 10 seconds, and because the paint's transparent and because it already matches her lips, it looks like a very natural color. Now I'm going to show you once again on the other one. We're going to touch the paint. We're going to pick it up. All right, and we're going to reach inside. Again, now I'm reaching all the way to the center of the nostril. Now look at that. Looks like that little girl could breathe. Doesn't it? I mean, it's incredible. And this is what you can do with transparent paints. And when you don't have to use any thinner at all, this is what makes authentic Reborn paints so incredible. Now, the arms and the legs, we typically don't paint when we're going to give these to little girls. Now, we're not going to bother painting the arms and legs for this little girl. The reason being is this is going to my granddaughter, which is another little girl. And she's about 2 years old. And so for her, this friend is going to get a lot of loving, and she's probably going to get quite dirty. So to an older girl, an older granddaughter or an older daughter, I think that it would be fantastic to paint the hands and the feet as well. And in our advanced video on painting 18-inch dolls, we'll show you exactly how to do that. For now, you've got your 18-inch doll, and it's only taking you a few minutes to make it look incredible like this little girl. Well, here we are. We have two of the little girls, our 18-inch sweethearts. And I want to put them side by side so that you can understand what the difference is between the basic reborning techniques versus the advanced reborning techniques. They're both cute, and the paint on them, the paint job and the way we've done it is very attractive. Now on our basic little girl, we pounce it on with a mushroom sponge, and you'll see that it blends and feathers very nicely. You can see the transparency in the lips. They don't look like she's wearing lipstick at all. She's got the little eyebrows here. If you look up here, you can see the little eyebrows. They're delicate little eyebrows. And by the way, this is something that you can purchase your little Reborn kit with these eyebrows already on them. They're very fine. Actually, they're as fine as you can paint with a brush, but they can come on the doll kit when you buy it. We can do it for you. Now on the other one, by comparison, you can see that she also has the very transparent lips, and we have added yet a third layer. In this case, it's a moist medium that gives the lips a little bit more of a wet look, which is exactly what we've achieved here, very lifelike. You'll notice that her cheeks follow much more accurately what is called the apple of the cheek. And you'll notice there's lots of little capillaries, as little children have. And you can see that this has got an irregular pattern, which is also important to being lifelike. You'll notice that we've got the eyebrows on her, and we put eyelashes on her. When you're making a doll of this quality for an older child, we always put the eyelashes on. We've got just a touch of blushing going on either side of the nostril, on her chin. We also have an internal wash on both of them that I want you to notice. This is something you can also get in advance in your doll kit so that you don't have to take the time. It'll save you a lot of time receiving your doll kit with the internal coloring already there. It has an incredible lifelike effect. It's what actually makes the skin on both of them look very, very dimensional. Our skin actually is semi-transparent. Even as children, it's semi-transparent. Have you heard somebody say you have a real glow about you, an inner glow? Well, the internal coloring that we use in these two does exactly that. And by the way, these come in 7 different faces, 10 different eye colors. And by the way, both of these were painted with the same paint. In your basic starter kit for your 18-inch doll, it comes with almost everything you need. When you jump to the advanced painting technique, you only need a couple of other things that will help you get this incredible effect.